This is MJ Dixon here, Delaware Realtor, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how you can get your real estate license here in Delaware, and I'm going to be breaking it down to you so you can get your real estate license and start selling real estate here in Delaware. There's two ways you could go about getting your license. You could do it in person or you could do it online. I know in person, as far as my knowledge goes, you're going to be meeting up in a classroom around maybe once or twice a week. I'm gonna say this again, I don't know the full requirements for in person. I took the online route, took the Delaware pre-course, it was 99 hours. And after that, I finished the final exam on the pre-course. I was then able to take online exam. I was able to schedule that on Pearson.com. I'm gonna have all videos and pictures of everything and all the sites as I'm going along through this video, so you know the exact websites and everything. And then I just scheduled a test center so I could take my final exam. And I believe for the pre-course and the final exam was probably about, I would say around $900 for everything. And that was, and I'm gonna give you a little backstory on how I got my license. I did everything, I completed everything around COVID. I got done around August. So that was definitely, I started around April, May, June, July, August. It took me around like 4 months, 4 to 5 months, I would say, to complete the pre-course. I was at my own pace, and that's another benefit that you'll have taking it online, is you'll be able to do it at your own pace. And after that, I scheduled the test center and everything. I knew COVID was happening, so the delays and everything, it took about, say, 2 weeks for me to, 2 weeks time frame for me to be able to take my final exam. So I was studying with the information that they had, all the practice tests for the final exam on the CE shop. They provided that to me for free. I took the test. I ended up passing the state exam. I ended up passing the state side. There's two sides, there's law and state. So I ended up passing the state and I ended up failing the law. So usually it's the other way around. I was like, man, you know, because I'm gonna be honest, none of the questions were similar from what I've been taking on the practice test. It's the way they word it, you know. You gotta really understand the different kind of terms that they're using and the way they word things when you're taking the final exam. So I had to study again. I scheduled another time and that took another 2 weeks out. And I was like, man, I gotta pass this. And because I think after a certain amount of times you fail, you have to retake it all over again. So that really put the pressure on me to really lock in and study. I even took another crash course, and that was an extra $80 on top of that. It was about 500 questions, and they said, you know, similar questions from what they were advertising on the final exam. So I bought that. I'll put the link to that crash course in the description. It'll really help you out a lot. Trust me on that, especially if it's the same in your state where you're only allowed to retake it a certain amount of times, the final exam, before you have to retake the pre-course all over again. And I forgot to mention as well, each time I took the final exam, it was another $75, I would say, around another $75 to take the exam again. So I was definitely in over 1,000 before I even hang my license with a brokerage. I $1,000 in the hole before I even sold any real estate. So this has to be a career you desire. This has to be something you see long term, because this is not a get rich quick kind of thing. You know, I know people have this persona, and me as well. I had this persona that I was going to get my real estate license. I was going to be a top selling realtor, and I was going to be just, you know, making all this money when I first started out. But that's very rare unless you know people in the business already before you get your license. You have a spear with, you know, a lot of connections that are in the business as well, and or a spear that's already looking to buy or sell real estate. I ended up passing my second try 2 weeks later. I would say, I passed it around in September. So I passed my course in August, the pre-course. I took the final exam all the way in September. I passed, and I didn't end up getting my license then because of COVID. Everything backed up till December. So that was I was waiting 3 months to get my real license so I could hang my license with my brokerage. It was definitely a journey for me. And if I could sum up real estate in one word, it would just be trust the journey. Trust the process, trust the journey. This is your career. This is something you see long term, and it's an investment. It's just like a business. Most agents start off, this is statistically shown, with less than $5,000 to their name. And I was one of those people in those statistics with less than $5,000 to their name. Starting out, I was basically the broke realtor, you know. And so just trust the process, have fun with it, you know, because if you can't have fun while you're doing this business, you're not going to last long. So have fun, enjoy the process, the journey, and just keep looking to serve people, you know, seeing how you can serve others, because I heard if you could serve someone else, you know, if you could serve someone else's needs and get what they want, you could pretty much get whatever you want in this world. So with that being said, I hope I gave you some guidance on how to get your real estate license in Delaware. If you want me to break it down even more, I could tell you how to hang your license with your brokerage, how to go about, you know, building your spear, building relationships, and the 5 key things you should look for when you're getting started in real estate, so you don't make the same mistakes I did. You know, I'm definitely gonna provide more content in the future. So if you stayed this long for the video, I appreciate you. Please subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot to me. And thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.